Thanks. We're always looking for ways to feel less stressed. And the month of May, it's Mental Health Month. It's also National Anxiety Month. It's a time to focus on solutions. Dr. Aimee Duffy is here joining us because anxiety is a pandemic these days. Medical professionals seen a lot of cases. What's happening?
I really like to look at it as I think we feel just overwhelmed is really what's happening. I mean, back in the days before electricity, we would wake up when the sun comes up and we start to settle down and go to bed when the sun goes down.
Natural about that.
Yeah. We're waking up before the sun comes up with our alarms. We've got stuff to do every day. We have screens in front of us. We've got traffic. We've got schedules to keep. And then the sun goes down and we're turning on lights and putting screens in our face again. And we're just really never letting our bodies calm down.
It needs to turn off. It needs to do it naturally.
It needs to turn off.
You say anxiety can be managed with lifestyle changes and holistic therapies. You recommend following, the first one we talk about is the 3-3-3 rule.
Yeah, this one's kind of fun. If you're in an environment where you really start feeling anxious in the car or in a crowded space, if you can just pause for a minute, look around the room, name 3 things that you see, and then if you can, close your eyes, not while you're driving, close your eyes and name 3 things that you hear, and then maybe move 3 parts of your body so you can wiggle your toes or shrug your shoulders. It just brings you back into focus.
It works to shift that gear for people. Another tip that you offer for combating anxiety, you say walk it off. What do you mean walk it off?
So part of the anxiety that we're feeling is your brain sensing fear because it thinks it's getting chased by a tiger, even though that's not the reality. So if you can stand up and move, whether you're walking, actually going for a run would help too, but that sends the signal to your brain that you are moving away from the threat, and that's going to help calm your body down.
Okay, that makes sense. Feels good to move too, and it's no surprise you say a good night's sleep obviously goes a long way. What do we need to know there?
Yeah, we talk about sleep all the time, and it's really counterintuitive. I mean, being anxious is going to make it more difficult to go to sleep, but what happens is the lack of sleep the next day is going to make your anxiety more reality. Again, your brain is tired, and it's like we're not going to be able to run from that tiger that's coming at us if we're too tired. So you really got to focus on the night before or getting good night's sleep in general in order to help relieve some of that anxiety.
And I've always loved what you've said about sleeping before. You said sleeping is not a luxury. This isn't something you get to enjoy. This is something that your body needs as a regular function.
Your medication, you know, I mean, or your lifestyle, really. You've got to get better sleep.
And then you recommend box breathing as a method to find some calm. How does box breathing work?
So again, it's resetting your focus on something else. So if you imagine a box in your brain, and we can try it together, you're going to go up, breathe in for a count of 4, hold your breath across the top, breathe out for a count of 4, hold your breath, and complete that box. And if you do that 4 times, then that's going to be a little mini meditation. It brings your focus into your breathing and counting. You know, counting sheep is a good way to relax. So that's another way to just refocus away from whatever that threat is.
Yeah, and if we do it, our minds are powerful ways of shifting gears, and we just need to know what to do. This one sounds kind of shocking to me, but I could see that some people would try a cold water plunge or a really cold shower. That has mood boosting benefits?
100%. There's some great research on this recently, and yes, sometimes people might think, well, jumping into a cold pool sounds like it would create anxiety for me, but really the research shows us that initial plunge into the cold water actually releases all these good feeling neurotransmitters or endorphins, and the research shows not only acutely do you feel improvement in that anxiety. When you imagine jumping into a cold pool, let's say, or one of our lakes up here in this cold weather still, your first response is that big, big deep breath. And then what you're going to try to do is get out, right? Initially, but if your brain is like, no, I'm doing this on purpose, I'm going to stay in here for a little while, then what do you start doing? You go, and you have to take these big deep breaths to kind of calm yourself out. So if you don't have access to a big body of water, if you don't have a pool in your backyard or whatever, just turn the cold water on at the end of your shower, as cold as you can stand it for as long as you can stand it. Start 30 seconds. So the studies show us, though, that long term, if you do this on a regular basis, whether you can do it every day or even 3-4 times a week, it's actually as beneficial to treat mild to moderate anxiety as medication.
I like that as a test, and they say it's exhilarating. That's what it feels like when you hit cold
you
water.
Get a little euphoria from it.
That must help. Well, we talked about mood boosting benefits. You and your team at Carolina Integrative Medicine, very passionate about helping people really achieve optimal lifelong health. Dr. Aimee Duffy, thank you so much for the advice. We appreciate it.
Love it.